Hi guys, we're here again, continuing and finishing up our discussion on fostering a love for music in your children and growing as a musician. So tip number 5, I've brought in a specialist, my husband, Jeremy Donson.
Hello.
He's with thedrumprofessor.com and also teaches drum lessons. So we're talking about tip number 5 is practice and encouraging your children to practice. So, what do you have to say?
Well, kids need motivation. Most kids don't just wake up in the morning and say, yes, I'm ready to go to school and learn and do great and straight A's and practice my instrument for an hour every day. So some kids do, but most of the time they don't. And I was that kind of kid. So I know in my house, my parents had a schedule for me. When I come home, I spend, we'd start with 15 minutes a day practicing my drums. And then when I was done, I could do whatever I want. On the other spectrum, the other side of that, I would have consequences if I didn't practice too. So if I didn't practice, they'd give me the choice. I can practice and they'll pay for everything, or I can argue or not practice and then I get grounded or spanking or whatever, you know what I mean? So I would rather practice than get in trouble or not hang out with my friends. So that was a motivation for me to practice. So whatever your kids have as a motivation, every kid's different. But for me, that really worked. And then also, perfect practice makes perfect. It's not just practice makes perfect, because what if you practice something wrong and you develop bad muscle memory? You now have to practice it really 3 times longer to fix a mistake instead of just doing it right. So what I do is I shoot videos for my students. They can watch it and make sure they're doing it correct. You could even have parents that come in and record the lesson with their phone or iPad or something like that, and then the kids can check and make sure that they're doing it right so they don't go backwards. You never want that to be a hindrance if they're practicing, but they did it wrong and now they have to fix it. So that would be the 2 points that I think are really invaluable, is motivating your kids to practice. They need that. That's why they have parents and music teachers and school teachers to help motivate them and show them what responsibility and maintaining their time means. So I think it's a huge help for them.
Yeah, that's great. Great tip. Totally. Record the lessons whatever way you can do. It's going to help tremendously as long as you listen to it again. And also I wanted to say, I can tell a huge difference in students when they come in, whether they've practiced or not, whether they say they've practiced or not. I can tell if they have. They come in ready to show what they've practiced, or come with questions at least and saying, hey, I had trouble here, or hey, I found out that this works really well. What else can I do to do better? So it makes a huge difference of, are the lessons going to be just a time for practicing what we're trying to teach them, or is it going to be a time where we can really build and they can learn more? So that's tip number 5, finishing it out with practice. Huge, the most important thing probably in growing as a musician and in fostering that love for music. So great talking with you guys, and I'll see you again later. Bye.
Thanks.